It took some time to cook all of this with just a Twig stove, but you can do it, even though it's usually used just for boiling water, maybe cooking something small, but you can easily cook a steak with it or chicken, no problem. Anyway, I like my chicken well fried. Finnish people tend to usually boil their chicken even when they fry them. Oh yeah. This might actually be my last time in this camping spot for weeks, maybe even for months. And it all depends on the bug season and how it will turn out. It's impossible to know it yet. I've been using this site now for around 3 years. I think this is my third year. And each year has been horrible over here. In just a few weeks, could be even days, depending on the temperatures, this place will be, first it will be swarming of mosquitoes. There is already some of them here, but like nothing to worry about. But in a few weeks it's going to be a living hell. I will try to do you at least one camping video from this site when it's the worst. So you'll kind of see what I'm talking about right now. Last summer I didn't film anything over here for that reason only. Because I just, when we come to end of May and June and July, especially those 2-3 months, it's crazy. it's really something else. And you can obviously you can camp still, use bug nets and so on. You can do it most definitely, but it's really hard to make a video out of that because you have to go constantly out and in of the bug net, which means just set your camera up and your camera angles and stuff, which means that a lot of insects are coming in to your tent or whatever you're using, tarp or whatever, So and that's not an ideal situation. So the summertime for me is always, I prefer to camp nearby lakes where there is a lot of breeze, wind, open spaces. That means there's much less insects and places like those. So it's gonna be different locations and a little break from here. But yeah, it's not just mosquitoes. When we come to like the real heat season, all the horseflies wake up. Oh, they actually have these razor blades and they do like so they eat your meat up. It's kind of horror material. I have a few trail cameras around. The first one, the closer one, is just behind those spruce trees, kind of like on the edge of this a little bit older forest and the younger forest. So it's over there near a salt lake. There's been a lot of moose tracks around, so I really want to check that out. Also the bears are awake, and my big dream is to capture a local bear on my trail camera. Also a possibility is a wolf, lynx, like, you know, and deer, obviously, of the cool species. Then there's another trail camera at this marsh that's a little bit further away, but pretty close too. And I figured I set them up that way because I figured that when the bears wake up in the spring, so around this time, if they want to come over here, they will either roam past the sort of the salt lick area where my first trail camera is, or they will roam through that marsh where the second one is. Now obviously there is still a lot of blind spots, but I do want to check them out. Is this one out of battery? The dumb thing about this model that I have is that I cannot preview any footage in it because it doesn't have a screen, so there's no way of me to know if it has captured anything. Here's the salt lick. I actually have a video of setting this up. And now I will have to go through this spruce bush, and this is one of the toughest terrains that I've roamed in. It doesn't maybe look that bad, but you kind of get lost in it, and all these sharp branches, needles stick in your face, and you bust your ankles so easily over here because it's just filled with tree stumps, rocks and holes, deep holes. It's different looking every time. It's basically unrecognizable from 3 years ago when I started to roam this area. It looked completely different. These trees are at least double the size now than what they were 3 years ago. And I really can't wait to show you what this place will look like in, I don't know, another 3 years or so, when these spruce trees have doubled the size once again and it actually starts to look like some sort of forest again. Alright, so now I arrived at the shoreline, or where the marsh area starts, and I'm not sure how I'm able to do this because, yeah, I have my rubber boots, thank God, but it might be pretty deep, that water. I have set up some pieces of wood here and there, like for example over here. Here's one that help a little bit. That's the landscape that the trail camera is filming. If I was a bear, I would roam there. It's a beautiful landscape. That was most likely the last time I used any kind of open fire. Soon the ground will be so dry that it's way too dangerous, and then it's just gas burners. Thank you so much for watching once again, and thanks for all the great, super nice comments that you gave me in my previous video. I hope to see you soon again on the next one. Take care. Bye bye.